Senator Gedeon.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to join in what was said before in terms of being the end of the year, and I do want to extend lifelong blessings to each and every one of us sitting here this afternoon, the workers of the Parliament, and by extension, the people of Den-Rizal. I want to extend richest blessings to them and hope that by God's grace, we continue to live and to be and see when the time comes that the correct decisions are made. Madam President, I also want to join with those who have spoken before, in particular the two independent senators, and to air concerns with what we are dealing with this afternoon. I want to make it categorically clear that I don't think anyone is opposed to the development of HIA. What, from my sitting down and listening, what I have understood is that is the condition of the money borrowed, and what it speaks of, that is where the problem is. At no point that I have heard anyone saying that they are opposed to the redevelopment of the airport. We have, at this point in time, Madam President, borrowings that have been, well, we can simply consider as being overboard. Whether it is we come in here to guarantee a loan, or we're borrowing monies, it has been unprecedented. To date, this amount of monies that we are sitting on this afternoon, we've heard before, and I will reiterate, that it is a very large sum. 100 million, when we convey or convert to our Eastern Caribbean dollars, it amounts to 270 million. And when we look at what it is for, most of it has been spoken of, even in the lower house. It is basically for more so the terminal. I heard the Prime Minister echoing, saying that the monies, 100 million, if it is not enough, they're going to look for other sources of revenue. Now, when we look at St. Lucia, Madam Speaker, Madam President, not too long ago, just recently, government offered persons, citizens, working class, some what you call a bonus. And from reports, lots of bargaining bodies have rejected it. And the case is, most persons are saying, when I speak to people, they're saying, if government can borrow so much, they should be able to do better in offering its citizens, the citizens of the country, a better deal. Now, I am not one to speak high words, high terms, and look for all ways of trying to make things that are not possible. Use all kinds of illustrations to justify. The point is, persons on the road, persons out there, citizens are saying that if they can do for one, they should be able to do for all, or they should be able to do for them. And so, here lies the problem. You have minibus drivers who were promised, they have not received what they were promised. And the list goes on, Madam President. I sat back and I started reasoning with myself. I said, if government wants to guarantee, you put it in the terms of guarantee, let's go with guarantee, the term guarantee, 100 million, 270 million EC dollars to SLASPER for the renovation of the international airport. More persons would be coming in, they said. That is going to give them a chance to build on tourism arrivals. Now, we cannot look for things in isolation, or we cannot talk about things in isolation. We cannot. And I don't think it is appropriate to talk about a hotel, airport development, and our healthcare is not up to par. Our health institutions, more persons are coming in. What if, God forbid, there should be a plane crash? What is going to happen? We can borrow money, but things that are more important, I think, that are more important, we pay blind to it. The question is, why? Why? Why is this happening? Why would I have citizens and tourists come into my island? The healthcare, they've said it's not 100%, but we have a sprunking new terminal, rehabilitated, everything. Something happens, we're in a crisis. What happens? St. Jude is not there to accommodate anybody. Situation is terrible at St. Jude's. We want to spend 100 million, we're rehabilitating the airport. We recently took 13 million, diversion road. And more critical things, important things, things that I think that are important, and not me, they should see it as important, is left undone. Is left undone. We are coming here, give us just the skeleton. We are dealing with just a skeleton of a loan. The skeleton. But where's the meat? The meat is hidden from us. We don't know. We have to be asking questions because it is not there. So personally, I am of the view that whilst the airport is needed, We have no problem with this. But the terms and agreement and arrangement, as spoken before, of this loan, I think is very, very careless. And I think, for me, if I were to support this borrowing, I do not want to use the term borrowing, if I have to support this, I need more information. I need more information that I could read through, or more has to be explained to me to give me an understanding that when a layman on the road meets me and tells me, asks me a question about this loan, I would have everything in my hand to explain to them, give them the understanding that they likewise could support it. I think for too long, this parliament has been treated as, like some rubber stamp mechanism, that we come with things half given, hidden, and that we just have to support. And if we don't, then they come out, oh, they oppose everything. It's not everything we oppose. When we look, we read the fine prints, most of what we are looking for is not there, and so we have a right to question. So if you are coming with something that is good for the country, which is needed, put it on the table, don't hide things, don't come with part of it and the rest is hidden. For example, after the 5 years, how do we pay the loan? How much do we pay back? We don't know. We don't know that. What will the interest rates be? We don't know that. We know we have a fixed interest rate where we pay $2 million plus every 6 months during the 5-year grace period. Then what happens after? What happens thereafter? Is it for me to figure out? Do I have to figure it out? I can't. It has to be given in black and white that I could understand it and share it with other persons so that they themselves could join in and say, yes, they support. Yes, we think. So I believe, Madam President, as I said, I have to share my 5 cents on this, that the loan arrangement as written is not clear enough. And for this reason, I will not sit here and blindly sign on or blindly say yes to something that tomorrow, when it is rift in problems, that I have to go back and say, had I known better, I wouldn't have signed, or I wouldn't have said yes. So I think this parliament is not a rubber stamp mechanism. It's not a rubber stamp parliament. It's a parliament that has to deal with matters in its fullness as given. It has to be given. We need to understand everything that is being done so that we can say yes or we can say no. It was asked in the lower house, and I'm still asking, and it has been asked before, what are the terms of it? Is it just the 2.5? What more? After the 5-year period, the grace period, what happens? What goes on? So, Madam President, I think with the amount of problems we have in St. Lucia right now, with healthcare, with education, and so on, with our young persons, I think better should be done, and better can be done. And if this government is a listening government, as they claim that they are a listening government, if they are a listening government, they would go back, sit down, and come back and tell us the truth so that we can sit and say, yes, we agree to the loan arrangements, or no, we don't agree, and why, and so as things can happen in St. Lucia in a clearer and more ethical manner. Thank you.